Hello, interwebs. My cheeks hurt because this is a children's mask and it hurts. It's like crushing. It hurts so bad. It's squeezing here that it hurts up here. That's how bad it is. No wonder stormtroopers never hit anything.
Dear God, man, look at the marks on your face.
I believe it. Oh my Lord. I take it all back, stormtroopers. It's a miracle that you guys can operate. Oh my Lord. Vader.
Hello.
Hi. It is I, Sebastian Piccioni. And this is a much cleaner, though you can't tell we're aiming at the part that's still a mess, because we can.
It feels comfortable.
But there's room in here to breathe and not knock stuff over. In the back of Famous Faces and Funnies, and Get Your Fun On. And this is F3G2. We're going to review some comics. And I'm going to try and go quick because I have a real book to get to. And I was all excited because it's a good book. So, alright, let's start with A-Force. A-Force number 4. This book has been so consistently great that I already can't wait till we get our A-Force, our post Secret Wars A-Force. Although on the one hand, some of these things, it's like you get all like, oh, I just can't wait for it to go back to normal because these alternate futures are cool, but they're not, my real stuff. This, I'm actually going to be a little upset that this won't, they won't really be these versions. Although maybe they are. I'm starting to get the impression that
some stuff will stick.
Yeah, that like the post Secret Wars Marvel Universe is like a little bit of column A, a little bit of it's like, and this is the version you always knew, but this thing isn't, and this blah blah blah. So who knows? Speaking of Asm, Riv, Amazing Spider-Man, Renew Your Vows. Whole family gets in. Little Annie Parker picks a name, Amp. Peter goes back from his, things got a little grim in this future, but he goes back to his great power comes great responsibility roots, because in the end, and this is why every time I think that I'm, every time something happens where I think my faith is shaken in he that is
Spider?
No, he that is Dan Slott. Turns out that Dan Slott knoweth what he doth, and it is not for the rest of us to second guess the Dan Slott. We should only revere the Slott, because he threw us with the beginning of this, where Peter went off and he went off off script and became this kind of dark look. He killed Venom, and he'd been in hiding because all the other heroes got killed, and he's like, look, I could fight this fight to the death like old Spider-Man would have, but I've got a wife and kid. I still have great responsibility, but it's to them and not to everybody else. By the end of this, he's embraced that he's doing them a disservice, and he needs to, regardless of the cost, he needs to be the person that he wants his daughter to look up to, and it was beautiful. And they get a happy ending, not the massage parlor kind, more like the free Sunday at the end of that comes with your meal at Friendly's.
I want to go to Friendly's now.
Me too. Although I never get the small free happy ending. I always get the big Reese's peanut butter, Reese's Pieces sundae that comes in like a fishbowl on a stick.
I just want a fribble.
See, the word fribble bothers me.
But it's so good.
I don't know. I've never had one because I could never order a fribble. But again, this leaves us with, people keep saying, ooh, maybe in the new, after the Secret Wars, the Peter Parker would have the Mary Jane for the wife. I don't know. All I know is Dan Slott writing it? Then I will look at the things and go, they're what? They've made him into like Tony Stark. He's like a playboy billionaire, major company owner, inventor. That's so not Spider. I keep making this mistake. I doubt the Slott. I will not doubt the Slott. I will not doubt the Slott. Batman 44. Bruce Wayne is Batman, but not really. It's a flashback. Dun dun dun. The origins, sort of Mr. Bloom. It's really good. It's reuniting the team from Batman Black Mirror. It's beautiful. Little Marvel AVX. It's adorable. And the theme songs are always great. Yeah, including your favorite Cyclops is probably there. Like Quietly Lips or floppy 90s hair. Look at all his bites. And there's the Quietly Lips. And there's the floppy hair from the 90s. And there's all the other Cyclops in between. And like an old man Cyclops, just because, you could use one. And the Guardians show up, and the twins that they're all trying to get to join a team. They finally pick a team. Spoiler alert, it's the villains. They join the villains. It's adorable. Adorable. Insufferable. The stakes get higher. This guy, yes, as you can see from this cover, this guy, is it Malvolio? What was this guy's name? Whatever it is.
The second time.
He's a jerk. It's Malvolia. Malvolia decides that he's going to. He basically challenges Galahad and Nocturnus to a
shootout wearing baby armor.
A duel, but yeah, the duel's in a hospital where he has gone into the maternity ward and has strapped. You can't shoot me, you can't tase me, you can't gas me, you can't even knock me down. Not without something very fragile and very precious going squish. He is just wearing all the newborn babies'
baby armor
strapped to him. And they have to outthink him. And they do. Father and son work like a team, even though that's not their strong suit. So good, so good.
It's fantastic.
New Suicide Squad.
Is this new Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I often wonder why I'm still reading this. And then, like, some cool stuff happens in this issue. So, there you go. They made me actually give a crap about the Danny West version of the Reverse Flash.
Really?
Yeah. Who knew? Harley, they did a great thing with Harley in here. She saves some kids. She calms some kids down, saves them, and then horribly scars them for life emotionally in the act of saving them because
Harley.
Yeah, and she's confused by it because this is the best depiction of Harley in like a long time, because Harley's nuts, but most of the time they do is this kind of self-aware nuts and make her all cutesy. This was a Harley who thought she's all cutesy and was baffled to discover that she's a psychopath in the eyes of these children. Looks like what do you call it? Black Manta's going native, and you're in trouble when the voice of reason.
Stop seeing reason?
No, the voice of reason is Deadshot, who does have a great line of, "Fine, I'm gonna go rescue everybody." He's talking to a little girl, and he's like, who doesn't understand him, and he's like, I should just leave everybody and just get the hell out of here. And he's like, I have a daughter your age, and he's like, and he looks at her face, he's like, fine, I'll go save everybody, but I'm gonna kill Captain Boomerang for making me have to save him, for making me have to save his life, and that made me laugh. Legacy of Luther Strode. This guy's a badass. Well, everyone in Luther Strode's a badass, but Luther is closer to finding Kane, and we're not closer to finding out if that happens because there's like a semi-apology back page that tells us, they're making the story as great as they can, and it is great. So we have to wait like a couple of months before the next bit. I'm okay with that. Harley Quinn Road Trip. I read this mostly for two reasons. Actually, only for two reasons. One was the interview that I read with Connor and Palmiotti said that they pick up on their road trip, they pick up a hitchhiking Jimmy Olsen and Bizarro. I love that book, so I was on board. Plus, what I didn't know until I saw this in the store, most of the artwork in here is by Brett Blevins, whom I loved on the New Mutants back in the like, I guess what was that, late 80s, 90s? Oh, I loved Brett Blevins. And I still do. Partially because you can all be jealous if you read this. They spend a lot of time in bathing suits and or underwear, and they play Truth or Dare, and at one point in their Truth or Dare, IV strips, but the best part is they dare Harley to not talk for 15 minutes, and then they go back and forth naming all these crazy places that, we could see this, they start talking, okay, we could stop in in Culver City, Kansas, this, there's a park with dinosaurs up ahead, a few hundred miles. Oh, who wants to see that? There's a giant blue whale you can play inside this place with a slide. Who wants that? They start naming all these things, and then finally she loses because she just, I want to see all of those. So that was kind of cool. But the reason I'm going to make you jealous is, especially in one scene where they're standing around a sink, but for the most part, body type wise, Brett Blevins draws, well, they all have a similar body type, the way he draws them, and it's a very familiar body type. But with the way he draws the hair, there is a scene in here at a sink, I don't know where it is, in which basically Catwoman is, there it is. That's Angie. That's my wife. It's just Catwoman right there. I've seen that pose as she puts makeup on, and I want to buy her that little outfit.
I can sadly attest to this.
So yeah, I got witnesses, yo. So man, Action Comics. It's decent. I'm already, this whole, hey, we're going to shake things up and make Superman nuts, has already grown tiresome. There have been some issues of, I think it was Superman that I was reading the other day. There's something that I really liked where they did a great job with it. This isn't one of those. It's not a bad job. It's just not, if you do a new status quo and make a big deal of your new status quo, and it's a new status quo that carries over through Superman's got 3 titles, 4 titles, 11 titles if you count, right? Because there's Superman, Action Comics,
Wonder Woman, Superman,
Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman. I swear there's a third Superman, but whatever. There's just too much. And I'm already, this has already worn itself out. Contrary to that, Darth Vader number 9, one of the best issues yet. Vader playing he's got a worthy opponent. There's this Imperial agent who's supposed to be finding out what went wrong with what looked like an accident but was actually a crime, but Vader actually committed the crime against the Empire, and he's playing this great game of, there's this moment, the last man Tag sent was a traitor. I'm trying to ascertain if you are dangerous. And the guy's like, oh, I am Lord Vader, but only to enemies of the Empire. And Vader's just looking after him because in this particular case, Vader was that. So he's got this I just keep hearing the breathing and the dun dun dun. Actually, the quieter, in those little moments when they do the, after a Vader scene happens and there's just the aftermath and they do that little refrain of dun 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 dun. There's a lot of that in my head reading that. It's so good. This was okay. It's Greg Rucka, so it's clearly not horrible. But this picks up literally the Battle of Endor is over. And the Death Star is destroyed, and there's still, it's obviously you don't just blow, hey, we blew it up, the whole Empire's gone. No, there's outposts and there's contingency plans and there's other things, and there are, even right there on the moon of Endor, there's an encampment of Imperial soldiers that nobody told them it's over. So it's like,
Because the big fireworks.
it's like, those Japanese soldiers they find like 20 years, 30 years after World War II that have just been on these islands and have no idea that it's over. Planet Hulk, you get some crazy alternate Steve Rogers. You find out for sure the final fate of Bucky, and it's very final. And our Steve Rogers feels he's let down the universe, but he confides in Devil Dinosaur, and that's really just kind of awesome. So this has been fun. Outcast starts to take a turn for the, is it, religious or is it scientificus? What? But still just continues to be, it's Kirkman and Azeketa. Really, what's not to love? Harrow County. Brief moment of peace and quiet in Harrow County. This is number 5, yeah. Brief moment of peace in Cullen Bunn's Harrow County. That ends with, no, there's no, you get no peace. Oh, snapperoonies. So there's that. It's just great. Last issue kind of wrapped up the first arc. This is kicking off towards, but it's a nice little in-between piece. If you haven't read any of this is a great jumping on point. If you haven't read any of this, what the hell is wrong with you? Did I not tell you? Do you not see the words? Look, it says Cullen Bunn. That is, I believe that's French for fucking read this.
I need the trade.
JLU. It's a weird book. They've kind of gone, it's good. It does a weird little assortment of characters. I'm not sure if they're pulling them out of different, I guess they must be pulling them out of different time periods. Robot Man is better than, that just makes me happy. Because he's better. Better than Robot Man was in the beginning of the New 52, so that makes me happy. But Steel, who currently was covered with this like liquid metal that now he can control mentally and makes it look like, the actual Steel. He's like a metal Venom, and it kind of zooms onto him and makes him look like Steel is supposed to. But this Steel is back to the big bulky armor with the weird goggles from the beginning of the New 52. It's Paul Pelletier art, but the inks, Rob Hunter inks it. He's got, I like Rob Hunter, but he's got a heavier inking style because I can't always see the Paul Pelletier, the signature Paul Pelletier look through it. Some good Vandal Savage moments, some good Vandal Savage Nick Fury moments. But ultimately what it makes me realize is they kind of time hop and pull people out of different time periods and are doing different things, and they pull different characters out. It's almost right now replacing the Booster Gold series. Bitch Planet number 5. Steal yourself for heartbreak. Yeah, it is heartbreak. Somebody died. It's not good. It's sad. And then the back, the page, not even like right before the letters page. There's this kind of, and the letters. Greatest name for a letters page ever. It's called "Bitches Be Like," because look at all these tattoos people already got for Bitch Planet. It's amazing. And look at, look, they did they worked in like all these other things to it, and you got like the Captain Marvel logo, the Wonder Woman logo, all sorts of cool stuff. But that is it like a, I'm not sure what that is. It like a DC for for like, is that like a Draconic symbol? Is it the symbol from the? I don't know what the symbol is. I know it. I know it's associate. I know I always associate it with Kelly Sue Draconic. But they got all these great tattoos in the back, all these letters. But there's this page back here. This is the important thing. Everybody okay? You need a minute? Kelly Sue lets us take in what happened and then talks us through, but unapologetically. She apologizes unapologetically because she'll tell you, she tells you what's coming, and then she's like, I know. She's like, we'll be doing this, da-da-da. And it's like, I know, we're horrible people. That's horrible. We're horrible people. She talks about how the character who dies, her backstory will be part of the upcoming story. And they're like, we know, we're horrible people. So,
wow.
It's, just, is that wound fresh?
Twist the knife.
I'm going to put some salt in there for later. Letter 44.
What are we up to on that one?
This is number 20.
Damn.
Wonder if issue 44 will be a special issue.
Why not?
Letter 44. Shit gets real. Stuff goes on Earth. Stuff goes on in space. The best laid plans of former, more diabolical presidents reach a crescendo and then have a horrible dive. Whereas the shattered remnants of plans of current presidents,
listen,
like a phoenix from the ashes. So good, this book. And not actual, don't get all political on me, not actual presidents, just comic book presidents. There are some clear allegories, but still, nonetheless, fictional people. Ms. Marvel, this issue focuses on mostly her brother, and it's really good. He doesn't want to be a superhero, he doesn't want to get powers, he's a religious guy, he likes to go, to mosque and prayer groups and whatever, and it's cool to see, in comics people get powers and just go, but it's nice to see them go, no, I don't want any of this. What was weird is a couple of things.
Anyway.
I don't know what they screwed up, but there are pages in here that are like, look at this. The top is cut off, and there's half an ad at the bottom.
What the hell?
And here's half of the bottom of a page under this one, and then you go back a couple pages, and eventually you get, look, there's that ad, and back here, look, there's the top of that page. I don't know what the hell happened. Another thing that happened with Marvel a lot, not in this particular issue, it happened in that Amazing Spider-Man and in a bunch of issues. This little insert ad is put directly into the middle. With Marvel not caring, no one looking at whether or not the pages they're putting it in between, this page doesn't read like this and go down. It reads, look, here's the other half of this panel, and it reads across, and there's another one with a giant two-page, there were a bunch of them with two-page spreads, and Marvel just puts ads in the middle, because quality control. Quake. Number 1 was really good. She is not exactly the Quake we know from the Marvel Universe, though she's 98% her, but she's 2% a little bit of, Sky. Of Sky thrown in, but not much in this. They really do a good job of just giving us, letting us know that, look, yeah, we're adapting to the two universes, but, look at that.
Human
What's
or
this?
still
What, a
formula?
giant 2-page splash of Red Hulk fighting people with a giant ad in the middle of it? Yeah. Marvel.
She
All right.
Inhuman, or is she still the formula?
She seems to be Inhuman, yes. All right, now. Oh, here we go. Actual
Control
book.
yourself.
No pictures. What? Can you read those?
Such tiny print.
Look at it. There's like words in here. This is Supervillains Anonymous by in my head I say Lexi Dunn. I honestly don't know if it's pronounced Lexi Dunn, so I'm sorry. Whichever way, you can correct me, and when you write your third one, which you better be working on, I will.
I was about to say, this is tied into the one where they have
Yes.
the teleporting people and everything?
Yes, this was the one where your favorite part was the organization of the superheroes have like this kind of business structured organization, so you all kind of work as if you're a superhero, you work for these people, and their transport system is they have teleporters, and like not teleporters like in Star Trek, but teleporters like Nightcrawler, and their job is literally to transport you from place to place. So he's like, oh, you need to be in Manhattan. You go down to and there's a guy who, and that's his job. He puts you to the Manhattan office and, then back to California, wherever they're going. This book, though, the characters are great. It's everything you want. It's in a world where right now comic books have blown up. They've taken over movies, cartoons, TV. They're everywhere.
Yep.
But what you don't see still is a huge. There's superhero books. I mean, they make them, but you don't hear. And this is exactly what everybody's looking for. It's a fresh take. In the first one, a woman, Gail Goodwin, who has the unfortunate moniker of Hostage Girl, because everybody has decided that she is the girlfriend of Blaze, the local superhero. I believe they're in Chicago. And she is constantly being abducted by anyone who wants to fight Blaze. But it also turns out there's more to that, and that's what's great, because by the end of the first one, we get a cliffhanger where her trainer is killed. She's blamed for it. But this one, with no real trial to speak of, she's thrown straight into Detmer Prison, the prison for supervillains, which I don't want to give too much away, because everything is kind of a spoiler. The prison is nothing like she expects, but she ends up cellmate of the original supervillain, this who's also the ex of the original superhero, because that happens. But one of the great concepts in here is they talk about. There's so many great concepts. Lexi does so many great things with so I'm just going to use the first name because I don't know if I'm pronouncing the last name right. I'm not really on a first name basis with anyone, but I can pronounce that.
Well, nobody
that E throws me at the end. And is it Doom, Done? I don't know.
Let's just go with Done.
So what she's done here is so many, they say, oh, superheroes have been done, but so many great concepts are put in because Hostage Girl is no longer Hostage Girl. She's gotten powers and is now ultimate badass girl. But she doesn't instantly step in. She's not a cliched, super. She's still normal person who happens to be, the queen of badassdom. But they have a concept in this called supervillain syndrome. Supervillain syndrome is a special type of supervillains. They are the Lex Luthors. They are the villains, or the Lex Luthors, the Magnetos, the ones who are villains but really think they're doing good in being. So her cellmate is the ultimate original case that got that documented as a term. So she thinks she's helping her by doing things like, beating the crap out of her, breaking her out of prison against her will by just literally picking her up and throwing her over a fence. All these things that happen throughout the story. Meanwhile, she's trying to find out who really killed her trainer, and there are her handful. The boyfriend, the superhero that everyone accused of being her boyfriend, is now actually her boyfriend. And there's twists, there's turns. It's funny. It's dark. It has all the right notes, and it's so accessible. You love these characters, the good ones and the bad ones. You get right in with them, and in a world where everybody's talking about we need more diversity in the boys club that is superheroes. You've got a female author writing most of the characters, our main characters. The boys are mostly second level characters. Our main trio are all girls. Are all women. The predominance of this, you get this great angle of it's not the boys club, and to make it even better, because these are all original characters, nothing had to change. They didn't have to, let's reboot this character to make her more appealing to our female audience. Let's strip off her,
they just
her boys, her man designed sex toy costume and make her more, practical or let's make this version of a character and change them into a female. No, these are all, original. This is everything. I'm so baffled that these haven't been getting more press. That's why I decided I wanted to get through those as quick as I can so I could focus on this. I'm so baffled that this isn't getting, because it's exactly what everybody's talking about they need. We're looking for, we need more, female characters. We need more female creators. We need more concepts focused, and it's not like this is geared, we're going to write this for, the female audience. This is for anybody. I loved the first one. I love the second one. And one of the things this author does really well is, not since I was like 9 years old in a theater watching the end of Empire Strikes Back, and suddenly they fly off to find Han and it's over. This is the second book in a row where she has basically went, you like it, cliffhanger. And I was just sitting there, yeah, I drop and no, it's you actually did it. You left it in the middle of something. You fool. I'm like Charlton Heston in front of a giant broken book instead of a Statue of Liberty. You blew it up. It's these are so good, and you really need to read these. This is exactly, the whole world is saying we need more stuff like this, and this is sitting there going, hi, I'm here. 2 books later, hi, I'm still here, and I'm not hearing enough about this. So go read this. It is amazing. The first one, Superheroes Anonymous. Second one, Supervillains Anonymous. Third one, I don't know. She didn't even tell me. She just left it at there's like the last sentence, and you're like, and you turn, and there's about the author. And I'm like, about the author? She better be writing this third one, because I'm going to die.
Now, the sad thing will be is if after your coverage, major news starts.
Oh, yeah. Because
that'll be a sad state of the world.
No, that'll be a great state, because the world needs to know about that. I don't need any. It'd be weird to cover my coverage. That's just whatever. There's one set for stun.
Thanks for watching another video from Gonna Geek. If you like geeky stuff, check out our podcast network, our news and articles, and our community forums. You can find it all at GonnaGeek.com. Like us at Facebook.com/GonnaGeek. Tweet us at GonnaGeek. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at YouTube.com/GonnaGeek. And check out our live programming at GonnaGeek.com/live.